TV.
I would seek.
So, of what economic benefit is the admission of the DRC into the East African community? In Studio B, Musiime is joining to speak to the ED for the Uganda Manufacturers Association, and that is none other than Daniel Birungi. Musiime, take it away.
It's now official that the East African Community, or EAC, Heads of State meeting has admitted the Democratic Republic of Congo, or the DRC, into the trading bloc. The admission was announced today during a 19th extraordinary summit of the East African Community Heads of State that held a virtual meeting or online. The DRC becomes the regional bloc's 7th member. Its admission will more than double the EAC's land size of 4.7 million square kilometers from the current 2.4 million square kilometers. Its population will also rise to 175 million from 183 million, which is the current total population of the existing 6 partner states. And this will make EAC one of the largest trading blocs in Africa, opening a corridor for the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic coast. While the EAC has a combined minimum gross domestic product of $220 billion, the DRC's GDP is $46 billion. So to discuss more on how Uganda can benefit, we have Daniel Birungi. He's the Uganda Manufacturers Association Executive Director, and he's here live with us in the studio. Very complicated discussion, but we must congratulate Congo. Daniel, welcome, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Great. So huge numbers. You heard them, you saw it, and they've always told us about the huge numbers. What does this mean for Uganda, and especially for her nascent manufacturing sector?
Thank you, Malcolm. First of all, we have to recognize that we are at a pivotal moment in the East African community. The joining of the DRC is something we've all lobbied for and we've all been advocating for. That it comes today, this is a day we must celebrate. What does it mean for Uganda's manufacturing? It means that suddenly, from the 40 million Ugandans that we've been targeting, we are moving to an extra 100 million people. That's 140 million people if you combine Congo and Uganda. But for the East African market, that's 300 million people of a target market. Mark you, the African continental level is 1.3 billion. So we're already at a stage that East Africa alone is at 25% in terms of the population of the continent. As far as business goes, we are looking at a market of about $6.6 to $8 billion of potential target market. As Uganda, this is key because previously we've only done about 4%, I think in 2021. We did about $668 million. That's 4% of what Congo imported during the course of that year. The opportunity here is to go in there and take charge of these opportunities. Opportunities in iron and steel, where we are only providing hardly 5% of their needs. Opportunities in plastics, opportunities in food items as well, because they do import quite a lot of cereals. So it's a unique opportunity, but opportunity only favors the prepared, and so there is also work to be done in preparation.
Daniel, we were looking at BOU numbers which show that exports to Congo hit over $74.3 million compared to Kenya's $40.9 million. Kenya has been our largest partner in terms of trade and the commerce and whatnot. So how will this change the numbers? This new the admission of DRC into the bloc, how will it change the numbers? We already have been exporting. In policy-wise also, what things must the two countries look at? And we are yet to look at the paper and know what laws regarding trade barriers and etc. The insecurity in the region, etc. So how will this change the numbers, for instance, going forward? Okay,
first of all, to put it into perspective, Malcolm, the numbers are that we've exported formally $338 million of product in 2021. We've exported a further $326 million of products informally, and this means that jointly it's $660-something million. What does this mean? It means that there is an opportunity, if you look at the informal trade, that the informal trade is contributing nearly 50% of our trade. That means people are choosing to go informal because of barriers to entry. The opening up of DRC as a result of the EAC entry means that these people who've been going informally can go formally. It also means that our traders here and our manufacturers can access this market without fear of barriers, tariff and non-tariff, that would ordinarily be in place.
Great. Okay, so quickly, the question of insecurity is really very complex one, and I fear it could undermine these games. What are politicians saying? Because I know that you sit with them and discuss some of these things, and great, congratulations again.
Politicians are saying, are speaking our language when they say they're opening up new roads and new ways of entry into the DRC, because given that we share 700 kilometers of a border with the DRC, there's an opportunity to use that border as an entryway into the DRC. But relatedly, we've talked about the issue of export guarantee insurance. As a country, it's critical that when our exporters go into this country, they go in and know that their products will be protected, and if not, they have recourse in the event that they lose their product.
All right. So as we go, because we've run out of time, do you think there's a will right now beyond the integration, beyond admitting the DRC of countries in the East African region, putting their nationalistic tendencies beyond, putting free trade first beyond their nationalistic tendencies?
There has to be will, otherwise it will be dead on arrival. They have to be will, otherwise it will be dead on arrival, and we urge that this is the point at which the dispute resolution mechanisms have to come into place. Power has to be vested in the East African community, the Secretariat, to come in cases where there are disputes and ensure that trade moves as efficiently as possible.
Well, congrats again, Daniel, with the Uganda Manufacturers Association and government. Daniel is the Executive Director at Uganda Manufacturers Association. It's a long debate that you can also join online here on NTV tonight.